2014 Valentine's Day, I'm a free man for the first time at a yoga festival. Then, I know I can't drink. I knew that was the common denominator. Just stop drinking. I always got in trouble with drinking. And I need to find an MMA gym. And I called my buddy and he said, yeah, we know of an MMA gym. And I went to Factory X and I started training. And my buddy was the one I used to wrestle. He picked me up every single day and take me to the gym. And the day he stopped going to the gym, I got my driver's license. So I didn't miss a day of training.
Nice.
So I went 4-0 as an amateur, all finishes.
And were you all completely off of drugs at this point?
Yes.
Okay, so you're clean.
Yep.
Good.
I was doing like smoking hash in jail and I had like a little bit of Xanax and I was taking a sleeping aid every night. But I was clean when I got out. And so I started training. I started fighting as an amateur, 4-0. Then I started fighting as a pro, 8-0, 4 finishes. And I got to this fight, LFA championship. You win this belt, you win this title, you're going to the UFC. You lose, you're in the back of the line. I went into that fight, and as you know, and everyone knows, when you're not living right outside the cage, it always shows inside. Well, 1 year before this, my old coach, used to push me to spar right before fights, to do all these crazy stuff. When I had a concussion, he pushed me to spar. And I was sparring the Friday before my fight, popped my LCL, went to the doctor, had to pull out of a fight. Doctor prescribed me 40 Percocets. Boom, instantly hooked.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm doing oxys with my dad. I'm smoking them. I'm sniffing them. I'm going to Mexico after my fights to buy more because I can buy it over the counter. It was a vicious cycle. I would quit 3 weeks before a fight. For 1 week, I would have deathly withdrawals, like sick, like a flu.
Yeah.
Then I would feel kind of good. Then it would be fight week. Then I would go fight. I win the fight. And of course, to celebrate, I wasn't drinking, so I would take Oxy. And I was so addicted, man, to Oxy. And like, I saw so many friends die of this. And I was taking crazy amounts. I was taking Tramadol and I was taking everything, man. Like any painkiller, like, it was getting real bad, man, where I was like willing to do whatever for it, where you get in that stage. And after I lost that first fight, your first fight you lose is always the most devastating. It's terrible. Like, it's like, it just hits you hard. Like after you lose a couple, you just don't know what to do with these feelings.
Yeah.
So I went on this camping trip and I had to go into church and going to this Bible study, but I was still doing drugs and hooking up with chicks. And it wasn't matching up with what I was trying to believe in. And my buddy, Nate Marquardt, UFC legend, is a mentor of mine. He gave me this Bible study and it was, me and my buddy busted it out. We went camping in this crazy spot. I hiked till this hike, we hit a storm and almost killed us. I was chopping wood till my hands bled. I just wanted to feel pain. I was so mad. I just wanted to let that aggression out. And finally we calmed down and I busted out this Bible study and it just said, it was just challenging my salvation and my faith. And I felt offended at first. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was living as a hypocrite. I was not truly saved. And at that moment, I was like, God, take my life, because if you don't take it, I'll take it, because I don't want this life. I'm sick of it. I've worked so hard, and I've nothing to show, and I'm just a junkie again. And I'm just addicted. And the next couple weeks, I went to church, and there was a baptism call. I had no idea. God was pulling so hard on my heart to go do it. I went in that water. It looked clear. When I walked out, it looked black to me. And I felt God say, that was your addiction and that was your sin dead. And at that time, I was broke. I was living in my buddy's basement. I was not in the UFC. I never paid taxes in my life. I was basically not a real citizen. And a year later, I had met my beautiful wife, married her. We bought a house together. I broke into the UFC. I broke into the top 10. And I was a tax-paying citizen for the first time in my life.